Hello my dear friends, I am Jyotirvid Pavan Kumar. Friends, in this video, let us talk about Atma, soul, over self. It is also called as Atman, and this is the overriding spirit, our true self, which is guiding us from a very high dimension. And it is very important to know it. This is the one thing which, if you know it, by knowing means not just reading or listening, but realizing it. Once you realize that the soul or Atma or over self is your true self, the ultimate true self, which is eternal, never dies. It was always there and it will always remain there. Then your viewpoint about life will change completely. So it's a great thing, and it is very essential to know it, right? Because it is going to then change, transform your life, your viewpoint, your attitude towards life. Things change. Then you will no longer suffer unnecessarily, because all the suffering, as I tell you in my videos, is related either with our physical body or our mind, right? This Atman or soul can also be termed as ego, but it needs to be understood that ego, the I-ness or identity, self-identity, if you associate ego or your identity with your body or mind, then it is undeveloped ego, right? But when you realize your true nature and you associate your identity with your soul, not with your body and mind, then it becomes a developed ego. Then we can use this word ego for our Atma or soul, right? You must have heard the name of the Tibetan great Lama, Lobsang Rampa. I make many videos on his teachings. He has very beautifully described soul. See, it is very not easy to comprehend while you are in this three-dimensional body, physical body, and something which resides in a very high dimension, ninth dimension, our soul, over self. So it is not very easy to comprehend it. It takes time, right? But the great Lama Lobsang Rampa, who had great spiritual powers, occult powers, he could go to any dimension at will and bring back all the information. He has very beautifully described. He said that just imagine that somewhere these souls, they are brains floating somewhere. Only brains, no limbs, no body. And that soul, also it needs to be understood. Many people think that soul is all-knowing, doesn't have to learn anything. No. See, eko ham bahusyam, when the one ultimate becomes many souls. So when there are waves in an ocean of eternity, then the waves think they are separate from each other. Because of that ignorance, even the soul, over self, needs to learn certain lessons, right? And for learning certain lessons on this three-dimensional world, the soul needs a body. So, a human being, as a puppet of a soul, right, is sent here in male or female body, depends what type of experiences are required and where one has to be born, right? There is a map of agenda, pre-planned agenda, right? Not everything, like we are not like robots, right? It is not certainty how that person will go about. The goals are decided broadly, but what path that person takes is left to that person. There is a free will, right, given to each one of us, right? So a person as a puppet of a soul comes here in order to learn certain lessons. Hard lessons of life are learned only through sorrow and suffering, right? And then all this, the gist of all this learning is passed on to one's soul or overself, and the soul expands, progresses further, right? Now, so we all humans come here as puppets of our souls. Each soul may have say roundabout, say, can have up to about 10 puppets at a time, so that the soul can learn fast, right, through 10 beings, and each being may be at different places on the earth, or some beings may be on other planets or other dimensions, right? And each is connected with the overself through a very sophisticated cord, which is known as silver cord. Lobsang Rampa has described it so well. So if you study his book, you will be greatly, you will become knowledgeable. You won't get much so much rare information anywhere else so easily as you can get in Lobsang Rampa's 19 books. Yes. So it is very essential when you want to develop spiritually to know the Atman, your soul, right? Now you must have heard the name of the great Indian scripture Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is emphasizing again and again to Arjuna in order to tell him about the soul, right? Because it is so important. See, in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is depressed, is confused, and then when he slightly comes out of it with the guidance of Lord Krishna, in the second chapter, Lord Krishna describes, first of all, again and again he talks about soul, Atman, right? Because unless one learns about one's soul, one cannot progress in spiritual matters, right? That is the core of teaching. Not core of teaching of Bhagavad Gita, there are so many things. In fact, if you ask me, I will say Bhagavad Gita is the instruction manual for life. See, each equipment you buy a washing machine, you buy a fridge, there is an instruction manual. And instruction manual of the most sophisticated thing, human life, can be considered our scriptures, in particular Bhagavad Gita, right? Because it contains the essence of all the Upanishads. Yes. And more than that, it's a practical guide to life, right? Now, let me take a couple of verses from Bhagavad Gita where Lord Krishna has described about this Atman. Lord Krishna says, this verse number 13 of the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Dehino asmin yatha dehe komaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantar praptir dhiras tatra namo hyate. What does it mean? As in the body, the embodied self passes through childhood, youth and old age, so is its passage into another body. The wise thereat are not disturbed. See? It's very, very revealing. What does Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna? As in the body, the embodied self passes through childhood, youth and old age. He is giving an example. See, you have passed through your childhood, your youth years, and if you are now in middle age or old age, so you have experienced something in you which was not particularly childhood or youth or old age or middle age, but it has witnessed, it has experienced all these stages of life, right? So is its passage into another body. So this Atma, which is experiencing all the different stages of life from childhood to advanced age stages. Similarly, the soul, after leaving this physical body after death, then it continues its passage into another body, right? That body may be again physical body if one has to come back again on this three-dimensional world in order to learn more lessons. But if one achieves nirvana, right, liberation from life, from the cycles of birth, death, rebirth on this three-dimensional world, then one lives on the astral planes, right? So life continues. So that is what Lord Krishna is telling, giving an example, that entity, that your true self, which is experiencing the different ages of your physical body, the same after death of this physical body moves on to another body, right? Then let me take another verse number 20 from the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. न जायते म्रियते न कदाचिन नायम भूत्वा भविता वा न भूया अजो नित्या शाश्वतो यम पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. What does it mean? This self is never born, nor does it ever perish, nor having come into existence will it again cease to be. It is birthless, eternal, changeless, ever same. It is not slain when the body is killed. See, this is the core of learning of Vedanta. The central teaching of Vedanta is learning to know about your Atma, soul, old self. So Lord Krishna, see this wonderful verse. This self is never born, nor does it ever perish. It is always there. See, if this information sinks into your subconscious mind, becomes part and parcel of your life, then there will not be any place for suffering, depression, sadness. You are not going to die. Death is going to come only to your physical body. This self is never born, nor does it ever perish, right? Nor having come into existence will it again cease to be. Once it has come into existence, it was always there, then it is never going to cease, never going to finish, eternal. It is birthless, eternal, changeless, ever same. It doesn't change, right? Only change comes to perishable things. And also, opposite to the word Atman, there is Anatma, which is not Atma, which means all things which perish, physical things, this physical body, Annamay Kosh, it is going to perish. So all these things which perish, they are Anatma. And the one which remains there even after death of this physical body, which is eternal, is Atma or Atman, soul, overself, overriding spirit, or overseer, or your true self, which is guiding you from a very high dimension, right? That is your true nature. That is Brahman. Tattvamasi. You are that. Aham Brahmasmi. That's the same meaning, right? It is not slain when the body is killed. So, when it is not physical, it is eternal. So, Even when your physical body dies, it is killed, this Atman is going to remain there. It is never slain, right? See the wonderful information Lord Krishna has given. Let me take, to end this video, another verse, shloka number 20 from the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. As you know, there are 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita. So this is verse number 20 from 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. It says, Ahem Atma Gudakesha Sarvabhutasya Sthita Ahem Adishche Madhyam Cha Bhuta Namanta Evacha. What does it mean? See, Arjuna is also called Gudakesha. Gudakesha means conqueror of sleep. This can be subject of another video. What does it mean by conquering sleep, right? This is possible through yoga. Now, what is the meaning of this verse which I have read? Oh, conqueror of sleep, which means Arjuna. Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, I am the self in the heart of all creatures. See, who is Lord Krishna? I am Atma. Lord Krishna is saying, I am Atma. Lord Krishna came here to represent your soul. Right? I am Atma. I am the self in the heart of all creatures. Right? I am their origin, existence and finality. That Atman, soul, is your origin, existence and then finality. What does it mean by finality? When, see, we have three bodies: physical body, Annamaya Kosh, Suksham Sharir, astral body, and causal body, Karan Sharir. When one gets over all these three bodies, right, one becomes free of all these three bodies: nirvana from physical body, nirvana from astral body, Suksham Sharira, and nirvana from causal body. Of course, in the words astral world for astral nirvana, and in the causal world for nirvana from causal body, right? Then one becomes part and parcel of the eternal unmanifested soul of bliss, unmanifested ocean of bliss, which is the ultimate unmanifested divine power, right? That is the finality, from origin to finality, and in between there is existence. Existence can be on the physical plane, astral plane, causal planes. I hope this video will enlighten you about the most essential thing. If you are on the path of enlightenment, you seek self-realization, then this is the most important thing, learning about your soul, Atman, right? I hope this video will give you a lot of information about this, and this will help you to understand the soul. And if you have any comments related to this video, you are most welcome. Thank you for watching.